All right, here we go. More severe thunderstorms are moving through the area right now as we speak. Good morning, everybody. Mark J. Weather here from 3 News, as well as from Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and all those spots. We're going to go live from Facebook, from YouTube, as well as Instagram. Just click that on as well. So don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to tell me where you are, what the weather is, where you are as well, as we track severe weather. So we have severe thunderstorm warnings right now in effect, and I'm going to the map right in here until 11:45 a.m., and that is for portions of Huron County. We've got portions of southern Lorain County involved in that. You've got most of Ashland and Richland counties as well. For this little Boeing segment that's sliding now through, it's past Willard, it's moving into the Mansfield area right now. Let's stop. There it is. Whoop. Bring it on through. Bring it on up. So here's the current frame. You can see that moving on through like that. There we go. So if I zoom on in, we'll show you it goes to near Wakeman through Heartland, moving into New London right now, almost to Bailey Lakes. Mansfield, you're right on the southern edge of that, but still some pretty gusty winds. And closer view shows it lining up from Mansfield to Fitchville to Heartland, now sliding east at about 35 miles per hour, and 60-mile-an-hour winds would be the main threat from this line of storms. I can change, we can go to velocities here now, and we'll pull that up, and we can see some of these areas right here in these lighter green areas. That's where we're likely seeing those damaging wind gusts right now. So it's right along North Main Street, pulling out of Roseland, moving up toward Bailey Lakes and Savannah as well. As you can see right in here, you got some other bright green areas that are sliding up toward Ruggles. So those are the spots where we would expect the potential for some wind damage right now. And if I can turn this on, we can actually get some little measurements here. We got 47, 46, 48. And again, the radar beam's aloft a little bit. So ground level, again, you're looking at 50 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts here, right in that area there, sliding off to the east, as I mentioned, at about 35 miles per hour. So wind damage possible moving into downtown Ashland here. I would give it another 15 minutes or so. Also up toward Greenwich. And you can see some gusty winds to 40 miles per hour moving into the Heartland area. And of course, that warning was just trimmed back a little bit to take Willard out as that cluster of storms has moved by. Anytime you get a little bow echo on the radar, that's when you start to worry about the damaging straight line winds. And that's most likely what we're seeing here right now. Moving in toward Ashland, downtown through 10 or 11:45. And by my watch, it's 11:21. A wider view, you do see other showers and thunderstorms. Some of those storms with heavy rain, non-severe 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts right now, and they're moving off to the east everywhere at about 35 miles per hour. Got some comments coming in. Let's see what we got here. How are you, Tyler? Nice to see you. What is your projection for this and Dover, New Philly, specifically Stone Creek, which is just outside New Philly? Listen, you've got scattered rain and thunderstorms that'll be coming your way all morning long through about, I would say, 2 p.m.-ish. And then we'll wait for an actual cold front. The cold front is still off to the north and west, and that's going to come through toward evening. So even when this first wave of storms clears out, we're probably going to have at least more widely scattered storms developing near that cold front as it moves in later on, late afternoon and evening. Any one of those storms, even along the cold front, could produce severe weather with damaging winds, the main threat, maybe a little bit of hail. But my biggest concern is for perhaps a little isolated tornado, okay? Because there could be a weak tornado. There's enough spin in the atmosphere to do that. I can bring up some model data here. Well, let's choose the HRRR, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to do the composite reflectivity. That's what we want to do. Give me a minute. We'll find it. I promise. I promise. I promise. Let's do this one right here. Compositive reflectivity. Okay. I tell you what, this model's not doing a great job right now. Okay, this is, oh wait, it's going all the way back. All right, here's where we are, 11 a.m. You can see it's doing a pretty good job now with these thunderstorms. Here's what it has at noon. It has that bow echo of strong thunderstorms moving through at noon, lining up from near Elyria through Medina and Richmond to Worcester to Loudonville, and there still could be some wind gusts above 50 miles per hour. Then that moves through, and notice we dry it out. Now the question is going to be, are we going to destabilize further behind this main line? I think this was the big show. The morning activity for most of us was the biggest show. It gave everyone a good dose of rain. And now here's 3 p.m. We're drying out. Here's 4. Here's 5. Here's 6. Starting to get a few little isolated showers and storms going near the cold front. 8. There's 9 p.m. You notice around the Akron, Canton area, we're starting to have more thundery weather. And again, there could still be an isolated severe storm here as it slides out of Akron, Canton toward Columbiana, Carroll counties there. Then you get a secondary front coming in closer to midnight, and that's the one that's going to bring in the cooler air for tomorrow. I don't believe there'll be any severe storms there. So this is the main line that's coming through this morning. By noon, by 1 o'clock, it's sliding out. By 2 o'clock, it's just some isolated showers. And then we'll watch and wait for some isolated to widely scattered storms developing by evening. All right. And any one of those storms could produce severe weather. So we'll keep an eye on things there. So we're going to go back to the live radar. And once again, we'll slide you up to the current time. And we'll show you the progression. Here's that one little wave. It's a little weak, what we call a vorticity maximum there. It's producing this little kidney bean shaped line of thunderstorms, potentially producing some severe winds there. So the morning is the big show right now. Let's see. Tyler's looking at models. It looks like we get some cells to pop up right along the cold front. Yeah, that's what we were just chatting about. Tonight in Blossom, I think Diana will mention isolated thunder tonight for Blossom, and I can't rule it out. I can't rule out an isolated severe storm, but it shouldn't last long, okay? It should not last long. Shar, West Salem, yay! Nice to have you here. Cheney, those scans with grayish color over New Philly. What was that? Was that the wind threat or hail? The gray, I'm trying to think. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, okay? I can actually go to the outlooks here real quick. So here's our current severe weather outlook. You've got the yellow is a slight risk, a yellow 2 or a level 2 of 5 for severe weather today. And again, I think we're getting a big show right now. Down here toward from Youngstown to Canton to near Millersburg and point southeast, including Carrollton and Dover, New Philly and Salem and Lisbon, you have a level 3 of 5 for an enhanced risk for severe weather. Now, what does that mean? That means that's the best chance for the damaging winds. There's a small tornado threat again, as I mentioned, a small tornado threat. Not a big one, just a small one, okay? So we'll go back to our radar. There's our severe thunderstorm warning, and it goes until 11:45. I want to zoom in one more time. Got a strong cell near Medina right in here. We'll check on that, make sure it's not producing any goofy wind gusts here. So we'll zoom on in. Are you ready? Zooming on in. I'm going to go back to our velocity. We're going to find where those wind gusts are. So right near Ashland right here, you're getting some 40 plus mile an hour wind gusts. I'm not seeing a huge amount of wind, not like we had last week with the Stowe and the Cuyahoga Falls and the Akron 70 mile an hour wind gusts, but you got some stronger winds here. We're going up near Medina, and we're not seeing a whole lot of wind in that area there. Again, we're looking at a lot of 40 mile an hour wind gusts here from these cells. The highest wind speeds we have right now are right here, just outside of Ashland. So that's clocking in near 50. But these kind of thunderstorms with all the moisture in place, they could collapse very, very quickly between scans and produce a quick damaging burst of wind. So it's moving through Ashland County now, Bailey Lake, Sullivan, Mansfield. You got some rain there, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of heavy winds. High winds, sorry, winds aren't heavy. Winds are not heavy. That for his weight. Not heavy. High winds, damaging winds, strong winds. Those are good adjectives for winds. We're seeing some strong winds now in the Ashland area. Some gusty winds, 30 to 40 miles per hour, Sullivan to Wellington, inside that severe thunderstorm warning. No reports of any wind damage at this time, but keep an eye out for that. So again, the movement is toward the east at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. You can see that stronger cell in Medina getting some heavy rain there. Much needed rainfall. I will say this, much needed rainfall for the entire area. I mean, we have some areas around like southern Ashtabula County that haven't had much rain at all over the past month. And now they're getting some rain there. And there's a threat for more rain, but this is the biggest show today. All right, today, the morning show is the big show. So here it is right here. So severe thunderstorm warning until 11:45, 60 mile an hour winds, 1 inch hail. Don't see a whole lot of hail in there, but it's possible. Let's take a look and see if we can classify. Hydrometeor classification. Do we see any hail in there? The hail would appear as red, and I'm really not seeing any hail in there. Are you? No, I'm not either. I'm not either. Mansfield is being pounded, Lori. Good. Okay, good. Love my friends from YouTube who are on here. Redhead 515 from Lorraine. Will the winds come through Stark County? Yeah, they will. Will they be severe winds? Maybe. But I doubt it. I mean, again, we've got this little 40 to 50 mile an hour winds, maybe closer to 60. Moving through the Worcester area, eventually into Canton, maybe even into Millersburg if this thing starts to slide. Now, notice we're getting a little bit of hail right here near Loudonville. You see that little red pixel? There you go. You got hail right there. So there could be a little bit of hail, maybe beginning to fall near Loudonville. Let's see what our reflectivity is showing there. Yeah, it's just moving out of Loudonville there. So you got some very heavy rainfall. They're outside of the warning. They're outside of the warning, by the way. So you got some very heavy rain, Wellington to Ashland to Hayesville. Mansfield's drying out a little bit with just some lighter showers coming in behind. Greater Cleveland downtown, getting some good rains here, slowing things down. These are big raindrops. So Lakewood to Cleveland, right along the I-90 Route 2 corridor there, Rocky River, Fairview Park toward the airport. May delay flights for a few minutes, but they'll take off. Don't worry. So Cleveland's getting the heavy rain now. We've got some other rain showers near Solon, non-severe. But again, heavy rain, the main threat, with some wind gusts about 30 miles per hour. Another little pulse of heavy rain right here that's just out of Bainbridge moving in toward Troy. So it's traveling right along Route 422. So some heavy rain slowing you down. Aurora, heavy rain there. We'll slide on northward. Willoughby Hills, you're getting your rain. I watered my garden yesterday because it was so dry, and now we're getting some nice rains here. Kirtland Hills, sliding in toward Hamden. There you go. Anywhere you see these brighter red pixels, you're starting to see some heavy rainfall, some big raindrops like that. So there it is, Jefferson, some nice moderate rain sliding in toward Pierpont. Up toward Ashtabula, you got some lighter rains there. Again, you could have more rain over the next hour or two. I think this is all going to slide out of here, this first wave, by 1 p.m. By 1 p.m. And then we just sit and wait to see if the atmosphere destabilizes again enough to make bigger thunderstorms for late afternoon and evening. And the model I just showed you doesn't think we're going to have a whole lot more thunder activity, but there will be a few pop-up storms late afternoon and evening that could still produce some brief severe weather, damaging straight line winds. And yeah, the atmosphere has some spin to it, so there is an isolated tornado threat here. There's your severe thunderstorm warning. It has really been trimmed down, and it doesn't look like they're going to take that warning farther to the east, upstream. So that's good news there. 11:45 a.m., 13 more minutes left to this severe weather warning, and it's only limited now to Ashland County and southern Lorain County there. And when we just looked, you and I looked together, didn't we? And we didn't see any real big wind gusts. See, the winds have really subsided here. I saw 35 in here, 39. So again, we're looking at 20 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts. Up here, there's 41 near Wellington. There it is. It's moving this way. You got 30, 31, 25. We'll check the storm relative velocity. Nothing there. Okay, so that's good. Got a little tiny wide spin right in here, which is normal. So there it is there. And no extension of the warning farther to the east. So strong thunderstorms coming into Worcester. Strong thunderstorms coming into Litchfield and Medina with some heavy rain, gusty winds to 40. And that looks to be it. And behind that, we're not seeing a whole lot more activity back in here. See there? Things are drying out quite a bit. So this dryness might allow some sunshine to poke through and might allow the atmosphere to destabilize a little bit. The cold front is still up in here. Okay, the cold front is still way up here. So it's not coming down until late afternoon or evening. All right. So along that front, we're probably going to have a few more thunderstorms, but I do believe this is the biggest show today. I really do. Anyone else have an opinion on that? Any of my meteorologist friends who are watching right now? Raining on the west side of Cleveland. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. You know what? For this time of day, for all of you being at work and so busy, I got a lot of you on here. I appreciate that. That's great. Don't forget to like. Please comment and please share to let everybody else know what's out there now and what's coming our way. Tyler says, I think we could get an isolated tornado with those that come later on in the day toward 6 p.m. Yeah, I think any storm that forms, like yesterday evening, we had all of these really skinny, small supercell thunderstorms that were tornado warned all throughout Wisconsin. And that would be a scenario we would have here this afternoon and evening, late. I mean, towards sunset in our area. If any little tiny supercell forms, it will be capable of producing a little weak spin. So that's what we have to watch. That's what we have to watch. How does Blossom look tonight? It looks like there could be an isolated thunderstorm, but something that you'll have to have your phone ready and keep an eye out for in case I have to warn you about it, okay? Just keep your phone ready. Don't forget to follow my accounts here. When you follow them, you get warnings from me, okay? Light rain in Columbia Station. Thanks for keeping us updated. Oh, you're awesome too. I'd like to avoid another microburst, William. I would too. Euclid twice so far. Yes. I think afternoon could be low top supercells. Yeah, a lot of low level vorticity. Yes, Tyler, my storm chasing buddy, meteorologist friend. If you're not following Chasing Ohio, please do so. You get some great shots of thunderstorms. And Tyler, are you going to be chasing today? Pretty weird, absolutely. Let's see. Really threw out today an isolated tornado threat the whole day. Yep. Yeah, there's some spin, low-level spin, and it could spin up something very brief. I don't think we're looking at anything more than an EF0 or an EF1 at this moment in time, but still, no tornado's a good tornado. I don't want them. Starting to come down hard in Brunswick. Love these comments. Poured this morning in Falls. Dry for now. Nora, you're going to get some more. I think you are. You're going to get some more. Light rain and thunder here in Wadsworth. How do I follow? Gloria, right in my page there at the top of the page you're watching on, you should be able to hit follow or like, and I would do that. I would do that right now. Clear in Madison and cloudy, especially east of I-71, the tornado chance, right? And in the high-res rapid refresh model I showed a few minutes ago does show the possibility of some isolated supercells forming this evening along that front. Now, you notice here, we're going to zoom on in. You notice here that our severe thunderstorm warning is basically going to be allowed to expire for Lorain County as well as Ashland County. But right in here, they've issued what's called a special weather statement for these cells that are moving through Medina County into the Akron area for wind gusts to 50 miles per hour. Not quite severe, but strong enough for you to notice, strong enough to blow the garbage cans over, strong enough to maybe take down some limbs. All right. maybe some power flickers there. Same story here. From Worcester to Oroville, a 50-mile-an-hour wind gust can't be ruled out, especially as this moves into the Wayne County area right here, and that goes through 12:15. Stark County included in that special weather statement. Stark County is included. So I'm going to put the map into motion here. We're about ready to see that severe thunderstorm warning expire. I'm going to wait a couple of more minutes. You can see the progression. Here comes that bow echo, if you will, sliding now into Medina County and into Wayne County. So that severe thunderstorm warning is going to expire here very, very shortly. So here's the latest scan right there. And there's still strong thunderstorms. Even this one near Bath Township, almost moving into Akron over Copley and Fairlawn. Some very, very heavy rain there, wind gust of 40. Litchfield, Spencer, Penfield, you got 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts. This would be the most concerning area right here, the one that's moving toward Worcester. It's just got the look. It's got the look that it wants to produce some straight line winds that are going to get your attention. Not to say they're going to blow things down, but this one here just has the look. It's got some little indentations here. It's got a little weak echo channel back here telling me that it's pulling down some stronger winds from a few thousand feet high. So I will zoom in on this one real quick, and then we'll go up north again. So it's over in New Pittsburgh. We're going to check our velocities. Bring it on in. Right in here, moving in toward Worcester, I see there's a little pixel of 36, 31. I mean, there easily could be 40+ mile-an-hour winds coming into the Worcester area right here since it's perpendicular to the radar. Keep that in mind. I'm going to check the storm relative or the storm relative. So you got some stronger winds trying to produce a little downburst area right in here. Okay. Just a little downburst. Something we got to watch. Something we got to watch. Right in there. See, it's just got that look to it. It's got that look that it's your feisty little brother who just wants to try and jump on your leg and make you pull him around. Remember, and your little brother who's like 10 years younger than you, they just wanted to grab onto you. And that one, that's the feisty little brother right there. If that makes sense, let me know if that makes sense to any of you. Then we have this cluster up here, Penfield to Litchfield. It's messy. It's producing, 30 to 40 mile-an-hour winds. We'll check out the velocity there. Yeah, we're getting some 31 back in here. Let's check that one. 34. All right, we'll slide over to this one. That's where is it? Let's go back to it. Let's go over in here. Wait a minute. Where'd it go? I have to widen out. There it is. Bath Township to Akron. I slid on by it. All right, it's moving through Merriman Valley now. It's moving through the Cuyahoga Valley National Park, North Hill, Akron, Wallhaven, West Akron, moving into downtown. You got Kenmore, Portage Lakes. You're getting some moderate to heavy rain. And we'll slide on up into the Park Peninsula, Quick Road. Heavy rain there. Not a good time to be hiking in the national park right now. All right, not a great time for that. Raining in Chippewa Township. What about Garfield Heights? No severe weather right now for Garfield Heights. You got some rain moving in. You may get another shower or thunderstorm late afternoon or evening, because I think this is coming to the end of the show, to be honest with you. Kidron, rain and rumbles. Thank you, Josh. Barberton, raining, distant thunder. Yeah, everybody needs the rain, okay? I'm in Canton. I hear thunder south of me toward Akron. Okay. It's probably north of you, right? Getting pretty dark in Cuyahoga Falls. Absolutely. It's coming your way. Okay, so I'm going to check the wind speeds here on this cell. These cells, I should say. Again, not looking at anything real serious here. Just some, it's just mainly heavy rain in that cluster moving through Bath. Got some gusty winds moving into Worcester right now. Litchfield, you got some gusty winds above 30, maybe 30 to 40. But again, even between scans, these storms could, collapse a little bit and dump some quick winds. We'll watch the one down in Worcester. That pesky little brother, there he is. Sliding in now to Worcester, gliding along that Route 30 corridor. Zoom on in there. It's moving right into the College of Worcester right now. Sliding up Highland Park Road. There you go. The leading edge is now moving over Cloverland Road. Let's see, Burbank Road. I gotta zoom in here. I gotta make the roads bigger so that they stand out to me in my bad eyes. Okay, you got Friendsville Road there, West Hutton Road. You've got Burbank Road. I think I mentioned that already. That's where the heavy rain is, and it's sliding into downtown right now. Downtown. There comes Silver Road. Route 30, a lot of wetness there. That one, though, is a feisty storm. Although it's going to move into an area that's already been rained on. There's not going to be a whole lot of energy, but there is some mid-level energy here that's sustaining these storms here from Medina to Worcester. There's a little tiny vorticity maximum, a little tiny spin aloft, and that's what's keeping those going. So whenever you have that little spin aloft, you got to keep a very close eye, even if the energy isn't what it you want it to be to make a big storm. That spin, that very small spin, could be enough to keep things interesting. Official with no windows, so I can't see or hear anything, Liz. Okay, glad you're with us here. There's a big cell coming out of Medina right down towards Canton that has damaging winds. Well, not really. The one that's coming toward Canton is this one here in Worcester. So the one that's up near Medina is not sliding south toward Canton. That is moving in toward downtown Akron. The one over here near Worcester, the feistiest one, is the one that's moving toward downtown Canton. All right? So they're moving east at about 35 miles per hour. From the Worcester storm, I just got an alert for a severe thunderstorm warning for Canal, Fulton, Stark County. Well, let's see if it pops on. There it is. Absolutely. There's the feisty storm I was talking about. Remember, I said we're watching this one very carefully. And now what's happened? We got a severe thunderstorm warning on this. This was the one that I said was the feisty little brother that you got to watch because it could misbehave. And there it is right now. Just popped a severe thunderstorm warning on it. 60-mile-an-hour winds, nickel-sized hail potential. It is now moving into the Worcester area, moving toward Orrville, Brewster, and Canton. All right? Orrville, Worcester, and Canton. We nailed it, folks. We nailed it. All right. All right, taking a few notes here. So we'll go back in on that cell. Severe thunderstorm warning until 12:30 by my watch. It's 11:46, so we got 44 minutes left. We won't need it that long because these things are moving fast enough. I want to show you the velocity. So again, we're looking at that 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gust, a little gradual. We've got a little kind of downburst trying to get going here in Worcester. All right. A little bit of a mesocyclone kind of spin. All right. Mesocyclone kind of spin. Let's see. Bonnie says very dark in Chardon. The Blossom concert tonight. I think there could be an isolated thunderstorm for the Blossom concert tonight. All right. Isolated. It's not an all-night rain. It's raining sideways near High Street in Worcester. Okay. Tyler says, I think they're going to pull the trigger on a 5% significant one tornado risk for Southwest Ohio. Possible. Right now, there's a 5% tornado risk. It's basically the easternmost counties of northern Ohio, and then it slides south and westward toward Columbus. I don't need anything crazy. You've had enough. I got you. Coming from Worcester, Beth. There you go. I'm hoping my sunflowers will be safe. Well, you know, it was windy enough in my yard this morning that I did have some plants blown down, and believe it or not, the wind broke off some of my pepper plants that were loaded with green peppers, and the wind broke them off. So I think I lost them. I'm going to have to harvest the peppers, even though they're not ripe. They're green. Mary loves green peppers, right, Mary? So there's 27 miles per hour. Again, these are real gusty winds here swirling around. So not surprised we have a severe thunderstorm warning there. I'm going to try out storm relative velocity here. Okay. Okay. Storm relative velocity. Remember, it's damaging straight line winds, which are the main threat. But there's also isolated tornado chances and some large hail chances. So what do we see here? Well, again, I've been saying that this looks like it's loaded for bear. You got this strong edge of heavy rain right here, but you've also got what we call a rear inflow notch, which means you've got drier air being pulled down from the mid levels of the thunderstorm, kind of like this. Mary doesn't like green pepper. So it's punching in this way. So our strongest winds are going to be punching right in through here. Okay, and right in through here. And that's the structure of the storm that we see. And that's why I said a few minutes ago, this would be the strongest cell or cluster of cells and the one to watch. And hence we get the severe thunderstorm warning on it. Whenever you see this rear inflow notch here with lighter reflectivity, like there, you know that there's some wind being pulled down from aloft, and it's going to hit the ground and it's going to punch out. It's going to punch forward. So some stronger winds there. And I know my drawing kind of muddies up the screen. Sorry about that. Whoop, zooming on in. Headed into Oroville, East Union. Apple Creek's getting the rain now. Kidron, watch out. Dalton, watch out. Marshallville, watch out. You got some strong winds coming your way and some very, very heavy rains. Other showers and thunderstorms. Well, you got to get rid of that and go back to, boom. Other showers and storms now moving up towards Chardon and Burton, traveling along Newbury's, Chesterland, Route 322, Route 6 in there. See, it's moving off to the east. You got other thunder cells moving over Hamden now. You got some scattered moderate rain roaming shores, Richmond Center, Cherry Valley, and over Williamsfield in Ashtabula County. Trumbull County, you got some light to briefly moderate rain there. Kent, got some heavy rain. Suffield Township, heavy rain. Not a lot of wind in those cells. Millersburg, also some heavy rainfall and some wind gusts to 30 miles per hour moving into Strasburg. Headed into Delroy, moving east. There you go, moving east. I'll widen out the view one more time, and we'll show you the progression of these thunderstorms over the last little while. Main wave is coming through now. This is going to be the big show for the day. Doesn't mean we won't have more thunderstorms later on this afternoon and evening. I think we will. I just don't think they're going to be as widespread. And all hazards are on the table for any storm that forms today before the cold front arrives. That means damaging winds. That means large hail. And yes, that means an isolated weak tornado. An isolated weak tornado. Can you give a trajectory for that strong storm near Worcester? Sliding east, maybe a little south of east now at about 35 miles per hour. So it's moving east along Route 30. So if you're within 10 miles north or south of Route 30, that's coming your way. So that means Canton, that means Robertsville, that means Massillon. All right, that means Lawrence Township. So there it is. There's the movement there. You got scattered storms around. Heavy rain, the main threat right now, but we do have that one severe thunderstorm warning until 12:30. Not going to need it that long. It's right here in the middle. That's for Wayne County and for Stark County for 60-mile-an-hour potential wind gusts. Above that, it's a special weather statement for wind gusts perhaps approaching 50. But we've been watching that cell, that cluster of cells, and it's basically 30 to 40 right now. I'll stop that. Whoops. My timing's off. There it is. So other cells up around Geauga County, it's mainly heavy rain there. And believe it or not, we're drying out back toward the islands, Vermilion, Lorraine, Elyria, Norwalk, Willard, Tiffin, drying out. Fremont, Oak Harbor, boaters on the lake. Gusty wind, small craft advisory. And that's going to carry us all the way through at least tomorrow, because we're going to see winds shift around to the north tonight. We're going to have gusty winds to 20 knots. So you're going to have 3 to 5 footers through tomorrow. Also, we're going to have lake-enhanced rainfall, especially from Cleveland east tomorrow during the day. So there could be water spouts. Water spouts. Boaters beware. Water spouts possible tomorrow. Okay? Water spouts. Stowe has thunder and rain. Thank you, Judy. Starting to get brighter out here, the north end of Worcester. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of moving through Worcester very quickly. See that right there? Moving through the Worcester area very, very quickly. Let me know if you like these feeds. Let me know if you like these severe weather updates here. Let me know, if this is the way you like to be reached when severe weather happens, all right? We're starting to dry out so we can clear out and have destabilization, so we can have strong, if not severe storms this evening. Possible, Tyler, but I don't think they're going to be nearly as widespread as they are right now. Everybody's getting some rain this morning, which is great. Everyone in northern Ohio is getting some much needed rain. All right. Very little rain in Rock Creek. Well, I think you got some coming. All right. Up here in Rock Creek. Let's go to Rock Creek. There's Roaming Shores. Is it going to miss Rock Creek? Is it going to miss Rock Creek? Here's Roaming Shores. I think you're going to be right on the northern edge of this cluster here. Hopefully Rock Creek gets some rain. You got some rain earlier this morning though, right? Got some rain earlier this morning. So much needed rain all across the area. All across the area. Drying out to the west. Mansfield, you got a little more rain coming your way. Ashland, same story, but non-severe. Here's our only severe thunderstorm cluster, or at least a warning for severe. Let's try and measure some of these wind speeds here. Dalton, Marshallville, Kidron, Mount Eaton, North Lawrence, about ready to move into Stark County. We got a little smidgen of Summit County in that warning. It's basically the Portage Lakes to New Franklin, Clinton, Greene. Let's go to the velocity again, see what we can see. Boom. All right. Let's measure 27 miles per hour. 29, 30. Okay. So in these areas here, Apple Creek to Kidron, if there's going to be any gusts of damaging winds, it's going to be right in here. Kidron, although it's not showing up super strong, but if these thunderstorms collapse a little bit, you could get a quick damaging wind gust in a hurry. Hopefully everyone can hear me well, because I forgot to put my microphone attached to me. It's close enough, though. I think you can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. You should be able to. So my mic is right there. It's all good. It's all good. Love these comments. These are great. Don't forget to like and share and to follow. Will any thunderstorms go toward the Cincinnati area? I think you are going to have some thunderstorms today. But you're kind of on the edge of the severe. Really enjoy your live feeds. Thank you very much. Thank you, Christine. Appreciate that. We work real hard. 3 News. What is the later afternoon and evening looking like, or still too early to say? I think we get some isolated thunder cells or widely scattered thunder cells forming along and ahead of the cold front, which comes in this evening. So I think we dry out for a few hours, and then we look toward evening, sunset, to see what else forms. And I think any thunderstorm that forms along that front has the potential to be severe. Even though they won't be widespread, there's a severe weather threat still on the table until that cold front goes by. So there's our line of strong to severe storms. It's now moving into Stark County, in toward the Portage Lakes, in toward New Franklin, in toward the city of Greene. Heavy rain for North Lawrence, Dalton, Kidron, in Wayne County. Massillon, you're about 5 minutes away from the heavy rain. And the wind gust, probably a nice little burst of wind, 30 plus miles per hour moving in. Richville, I was traveling along that Route 30 corridor toward Canton, downtown. Canton's getting some light to moderate rain right now. Zoom on out, you got some other heavy rainfall near Bath, moving into Akron, Twinsburg, heavy rain. And we got Ravenna getting soaked right now, getting soaked up toward Newbury. Moving out of Chardon, moving east in toward southern Ashtabula County. Long Route 322 toward Roaming Shores, Andover, Williamsfield, Orwell, those areas there, Route 6 and 322. Got some lighter rain showers, Mineral on the Lake, Paynesville, East Lake. Cleveland is dry. Avon Lake is dry. So this first wave is moving through and about ready to move out, and then we wait for the next, the cold front. We wait for the cold front. All right, I want to see, let's check on some satellite maps. So here's the satellite map. This is the visible satellite. It shows the showers and thunderstorms as they're moving through now. Do you notice what I see up here? We get some clearing. So we get some sunshine to come out. That's how you destabilize the atmosphere. You heat it up. And since the cold front is still up in here, all right, then anything out ahead of it, it's going to be able to destabilize a little bit, get some more moisture in place, and we could see storms firing up as that front moves in late afternoon and evening. So it's something we have to watch. I don't think the storms are going to be as widespread. I really don't. But any storm that forms, severe weather possible. Severe weather possible. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I'm going to change this around. See which one I like. This is natural color, which is cool. Here's true color. That's pretty nice. There you go. All right. Ooh, zoom out. Look at that satellite. Boy, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. But there's the front. There's the front. You can see the front moving south. And I'm telling you, behind this, well, we got a second front that's coming in. Here's the cold front. As I coughed, look at, as I coughed, I went crazy with the drawing. Here's the cold front. Out ahead of the front, we're trying to dry and bring the sun out and maybe destabilize a little bit. Here's the first wave of like prefrontal stuff right in here that's moving through right now. So we may have to have more conversations later on this afternoon and evening. All right, late afternoon and evening. We'll do our best to be here though. Whoops, keep drawing. I want to zoom in. There we go. Couple more minutes here of this severe thunderstorm warning, moving into Canton now. Moving into the Canton area. Getting ready to bring some heavy rain to Canton. Cleveland drying out. There it is. The motion of the storms generally east at about 35 miles per hour. Okay, about 35 miles per hour. Love all the comments. Love all the comments. Just stopped raining in South Canton. Well, guess what? Marcia, you get some more. You get some more. Light rain in Medina now. Thunder boomers in Aurora. It's a good old-fashioned rain. Absolutely right. I love that description. Good old-fashioned rain. Any chances of tornadoes in Canton? Yes, there is. Later on this afternoon and evening as the cold front moves by. It's not a high chance, but I'm not going to lie to you. Cloudy in Cincy. Thank you, Lisa. Glad you're here. LinkedIn. I love it. LinkedIn comment. Woo! This is great. Thank you, Lisa. We are on LinkedIn. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. And we are on YouTube. Mark J. Weather. Make sure you're following. Thunder and pouring down rain in Barberton. Oh, Marcia, we love you too in Canton. Heavy in Massillon. There it is. It's moving into Massillon with the heavy rain. That's the cluster of storms that's been warned for severe weather. That right there. So it's now moving into Canton. All right. We got some strong cells moving into Middlefield now, Geauga County, some very heavy rainfall there. If you're traveling along the Maple Highlands Trail, you're taking cover, hopefully. You're in shelter right now. That Maple Highlands Trail bike path and running path is incredible. It goes from Chardon to Middlefield. It is awesome. It's about 11 miles. Covered bridges, fun stuff. Akron, you're getting some heavy rain right now. There it is, coming in. Heavy rain. You've got a special weather statement out for this cluster of storms moving into Akron, saying that there's potential wind gusts to 50 miles per hour. I'm seeing more 30 plus mile an hour winds there. And then, of course, we have this line of strong thunderstorms from the city of Greene moving into North Canton, Massillon getting heavy rain, Navarre, Brewster, Mount Eaton. Check on the velocity here. Ready? All right, some stronger winds down toward Navarre and Brewster and Massillon. See these brighter red areas here? That's where your stronger winds are. Also up here in the Akron area, all right? Yeah, West Akron, we got a little burst right in there. It's not super strong, but it's still enough to keep an eye on. Closing in on 40 miles per hour, moving in toward Kenmore and West Akron. All right, that's good. Yeah, you got some gusty winds here. Watching and waiting. Moving into Canton. Again, primary threat would be heavy rains from these thunderstorms. There they are. Moving east. Little southerly motion now as this bow continues to move out. Greene, city of Greene. Let's check for some hail. You want to check for some hail? See if we got any. Let's see. Any hail? Oh, right down in here. Might have a little hail there and there. Moving in toward Massillon, Brewster, Navarre. Could be a little bit of hail. All right. I think the hail is nickel size, if I'm not mistaken. Nickel sized hail. Just get out your nickels. You'll know how big the hail is. Anybody seeing hail out there? Is Willoughby safe from storms? Right at this moment, yes. But later on this evening, late afternoon and evening, we are going to keep an eye out for more thunderstorms. Thank you, Lars. That was very kind. Heavy rain in Massillon. Yep, heavy rain in Massillon. Dark in Canton. Yeah, it's coming in. You get your heavy rain very, very shortly. Very shortly. Why View? We're not ignoring anyone. Cleveland, you're drying out. Cuyahoga County's drying out. Lorraine's dry. Erie and Huron County's dry. You got a few little lingering leftover showers, moderate to heavy rain in Richland and Ashland counties, and then they're going to dry out. Okay? They're going to dry out. Just rain here south of Waco. Thunder in the distance. Thank you, Tammy. Appreciate it. Let's see. These comments are great. Heavy rain in Navarre. Frankly, I love hearing what's happening where you are because that helps me with ground truth. If it's windy, if it's rainy, is it heavy rain? Do you see hail? Maybe it's dry. Maybe the sun's poking out. I want to see that too. So wherever you are, leave a comment. Let me know what you're seeing. Here we are from YouTube. How bad are the storms tonight? Well, again, there's a severe weather possible tag on any thunderstorm that forms before the cold front moves through this evening. They're not going to be widespread, even if there's only one or two or three of them. Any of those storms this evening, late afternoon and evening, have the potential to produce damaging winds, large hail, and maybe even an isolated tornado. 4 months from now, we're going to be talking about snow. Oh, woof. That's true. Light rain in Warren and Trumbull County. Cloudy and quiet, South Madison and Perry. Thank you. Not windy right now in the Portage Lakes and Greene, but you're getting some rain, I imagine. Right. Pouring in Auburn Township with some thunder and lightning in Geauga County. I'm going to move these maps here. I'm going to keep an eye on the storm's direction and their motion. Okay, Amherst has sun. Good ob there. How many of you are seeing sun? See, it's starting to pop. The sun's starting to come out. Can we destabilize again? That is the big question. If we destabilize enough, thunderstorms get bigger this evening, this afternoon, late, and storm potential, severe storm potential grows a little bit. Sandusky, cloudy to partly cloudy. Thank you, Karen. Okay. Will we be able to get a baseball game in tonight? I believe the answer is yes. Kent off and on downpour. Just started thundering and heavy rain in Akron. Absolutely. Heavy rain and thunder, heavy thunder in Akron. Very loud. Love that. YouTube comment. Excellent. I love the fact that we're getting comments from all over the stream, all over the state. A lot of folks watch from out of state too. They have friends and family, or maybe they're originally from this area, so they like to keep an eye on what's going on. Just started thundering and heavy rain in Akron. Starting to pour rain right now. Thank you, Marcia. Yeah, definitely heavy rain in all of these thunder cells. Maybe some gusty winds. The storms that are moving through Canton right now are the worst on the radar here in northern Ohio at this moment in time. If you have any wind damage where you are, let me know. Marcia says it's pouring down rain, but no wind in Canton. Okay. Heavy rain just started Canton South North Industry. Looks like 8:30. In other words, it's dark. Rain stopped, gray skies out over the lake. No sun yet in Lakewood. All right. Harlem Springs raining pretty good. Here's some thunder. Bucyrus is cloudy at the moment. Thank you, Bruce. We are, it seems like we're starting to get some sunshine out here around the islands, moving in toward Lorain County. Still have our severe thunderstorm warning now for Stark County until 12:30. And by my watch, it's 12:10. Another 20 minutes. You're not going to need it that long because these storms are moving pretty quickly off to the east at around 40 miles per hour. So give it another 10 minutes and we're into the Salem area, Columbiana County. Some heavy rain, though, right now along that I-77 corridor, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, North Canton, downtown Canton, Dover, New Philly. You've got some moderate to heavy rain there. Non-severe cells, though, so wind gusts 20 plus miles per hour. Rain just went through Malvern. Okay, I think you might have a little more coming your way in Malvern. Maybe. Yeah, you got a little bit more coming through. How are we doing with our rain totals this year? I'm hoping we have a better fall with lots of color, unlike last year. I agree. When you have sunny, warm days and cool nights in fall, you get really vibrant colors. If you have clouds and a lot of rain and a lot of cold early on, you get those grays, you get those muted colors, if you will, not gray. No power outages, Tammy. I agree. I don't think we are going to see any of those. See patches of blue sky to the north, but gray skies to the south in Columbia Station. See, that sun's coming out. That sun's coming out. Very humid and mainly cumulonimbus clouds in Cincy right now. Oh, okay. Let's check on Cincy. You know what? We have several viewers from Cincinnati watching us right now, and I love that fact. So I want to make sure. Let's just check the Cincinnati radar real quick. All right. So far, so good for Cincy. We'll keep an eye out this afternoon. I do believe Cincinnati and from Columbus to Cincinnati this afternoon are going to have some big storms and some severe weather. So that is going to be a concern. I think the majority of the severe storms this afternoon are going to be in southern Ohio, southeastern Ohio, as we get some more areas of heavy rain that form right in here. So keep an eye out for that. All right, back to the Cleveland radar. Got a couple more minutes for the Stark County severe thunderstorm warning, drying out with the sun trying to poke out to the west, Lorain County, Erie and Huron counties, Ottawa, Sandusky, Seneca counties, trying to get the sun to come out, and that could destabilize the atmosphere for more storms late afternoon and evening, something we're going to watch. And if that happens, all modes of severe weather are on the table. On the table, okay? Okay, Stark County, what's going on with you? Heavy rain there. Severe thunderstorm warning until 12:30. 17 more minutes to go on that one. You got, feisty storms up here moving out of Geauga in toward Trumbull County and southern Ashtabula County. You're getting some good rain bursts right now. That's great because southern Ashtabula County really needs the rain. The farmers need the rain. The corn was drying up a little bit. So now you get some much needed rainfall. Much needed rainfall. I am going to switch here. I'm going to give you storm total precipitation. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you a storm total precip. Let's take you up to now. Okay, so here's where we are. I mean, look, we have over an inch, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 inches of rain. This is southern Geauga County. This is just from these storms and showers from overnight and this morning. How about over here into Ashtabula County, 2 inches of rain there. Into North Perry, over an inch of rain. All right. 0.9 inches of rain in Concord. Mentor, over an inch. Cleveland, closing in on that 1 inch. Even eastern, western suburbs getting more than an inch. How about over here? More than an inch of rain, Shaker Heights. Southern Geauga, northern Portage, you're in that 1 to 1.5 inch range. Medina, over an inch of rain, Litchfield to Medina, in 1.2 near Medina downtown. Let's go down to Shelby. Over an inch of rain, over an inch and a half. Sulphur Springs, there you go. One inch of rain. Ashland, 0.6. Okay. Everybody got some rain. Everybody got some rain, and there's a possibility you're going to get more. And of course, down here in Stark County, you're getting your rain now, so it's continuing to add up. You're already at 0.3. Over a half an inch of rain toward Louisville, half inch there. Massillon, almost a half. So you got a good dose of rain coming down. Nothing to sneeze at. How about Ottawa, Sandusky, and Seneca counties out here? 2.4. Did I see a 3 in there? Did I see a 3? Did anybody else see a 3? I'm going to zoom in. This is near Oak Harbor, 2.3. I saw 2.6. Look at that. 2.6, 2.5. A lot of rain. Along the border of Ottawa and Sandusky counties. A lot of rainfall there. And we're getting more. We're getting more right now. Let's go back to our super res. Okay, so a brand new severe thunderstorm warning just issued for Columbiana and Carroll County until 1 p.m. Radar indicated 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This storm is almost out of Stark County. That's an interesting little feature right there near Brewster. Let's check in on that one, shall we? Let's do some velocities on that one. All right, not a lot. There's some storm relative velocity on that one. All right. Nothing I'm worried about. Let's check for hail. There's some hail right there just south of Canton. North Industry. Are you getting any hail? I know we have somebody here from North Industry. Getting any hail there? East Canton, a lot of heavy rainfall. Heavy rain, heavy rain. All these dark green areas, heavy rain. There's some hail. There's a little bit of hail. Back to velocity. There, Beach City. That's very, very heavy rain right now. Super heavy rain. Wonder if we are going to get some hail out of that little cell there. Not yet. Just some very, very heavy rain. Very, very heavy rain. There's your hail there. Okay. We'll watch that one. We'll watch that one. Boom. So our severe thunderstorm is almost out of Stark County here, and it looks like, one more check of our velocity, Oh, you got a nice little pulse of high winds there, 45 to 50. It's just between Louisville and East Canton, right in there. All right. So now it's moving out. Now it's moving out up here now. So I would say Paris to just to the east of Louisville along Route 62, Louisville Street Northeast. Those are the areas of the strongest winds right now, from Harrisburg to Paris to Robertsville. Sliding east very, very quickly. It's going to be out of the area here in the next 2 minutes. Get another little gust of 40 plus right up here just to the east of Akron, moving into Suffield, Brimfield, Rootstown. Brimfield, you had that rain or that high wind last week. Some bursts of high winds right now. Sliding away from the radar. Any other high winds? Not really. So almost ready to call it a day for now. I want you all to be alert for late afternoon and evening for the possibility of more severe thunderstorms. Moving in along a cold front. I don't think they're going to be nearly as widespread, but even the smallest of storm that forms has the potential to do some funky things like a brief damaging wind gust, maybe some hail, and maybe an isolated tornado. Weak, isolated tornado chances. All right. So I want to thank everybody for being here. You're all awesome. I appreciate you trusting us with your severe weather coverage, with your weather coverage. We're going to continue to monitor the weather for today, and we are going to have the latest for you through the afternoon and evening. Don't forget 3 News begins at 4 p.m. today. Hope you'll tune in. I'm on at 5 and again at 7, and then throughout the evening as necessary. You can find me here or on air. Okay, my friends, be well, be safe, enjoy the rain. I'm going to dry it out a little bit. We'll talk later on today. Very grateful for each and every one of you. See you later.